the war with Iraq, the Allied forces are claiming gains in the air and sea.
A Saudi Arabian pilot shot down 2 Iraqi fighter jets, and the Allies took 51 Iraqis prisoners when they captured a small Kuwaiti island and sank an Iraqi minesweeper. On the ground, Allied forces are now firing their artillery into Kuwait for what some say will be the inevitable ground war. On the propaganda front, Iraqi TV is now showing pictures of civilian casualties from the Allied bombing raids in Baghdad. A captured American pilot talking with the Iraqi version of Dan Rather. And still no word tonight from CBS News correspondent Bob Simon, whose last report originated from near the Saudi-Kuwaiti border. His cruise truck was found abandoned. CBS believes he is with friendly forces. All is not so easy on the home front, particularly when you have to wave your loved one goodbye. It is a scene we have seen often, and it happened again early this morning as the 23rd Marine Reserves, based out of Shreveport, packed their bags for training in California and possibly then heading to Saudi Arabia.
Basically waiting for this or something like this for 5 months, and they're ready to go.
Of course, they hate to leave the family and everything, but we've got a job to do, and we realize that we're ready to do it, whatever it might be.
Well, it's just heartbreaking, but it's something that I'm very proud of, that even though I can't go over and do anything, I can at least make a little pen and come out and support our troops.
The 23rd Marine Reserves will have to serve 6 months, perhaps longer, depending upon the situation in the Persian Gulf.
The Gulf War is emotionally difficult for most adults, so you can imagine how it might be affecting children. Jan Morgan has this story about helping kids cope.
Most children under 12 have no concept of what a war means, but they do see and hear enough about it to form their own impressions.
What do you think is the worst thing that happens when you have a war?
You get killed.
Do you feel pretty safe that now this war is going on, or do you get kind of scared sometimes?
Scared.
Some children think they might be involved in the war and face death.
Dad said when they're 18, they sign you up to go in war.
Oh, so you think that when you turn 18, you're going to have to go to war?
Yeah.
What if there's not a war going on?
My dad says on the radio in our car, it says it's going to take a couple of months.
Children have great imaginations, and their fears, as far-fetched as they may seem, can be very stressful for them if they're not dealt with.
There are a number of free programs available to help parents help their children understand and deal with the Gulf War. This free puppet show, sponsored by Schumpert, is a good example.
Psychologists say parents need to be good listeners to their children, especially now.
If you ask a child, what are you thinking about? And they say, well, I'm thinking that you're going to go off and die in the war. If all you say is, oh, that's ridiculous, what you are responding to is the child's thought, but what you're ignoring is the child's emotional state, which is he or she's afraid.
Dr. Robertson says it's important to let children know there have been other wars and that people have survived. Just remember, kids pick up on more than you think.
Who's the bad guy and who's the good guy in this war?
The leader of the bad guys is Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein?
I see. Well, who are the good guys? And Patrick says when the good guys kill Saddam Hussein, everybody in the world can go home. In Shreveport, Jan Morgan, KSLA News 12.
And Shumpert's puppet show runs every Thursday night.